our fingers on the pulse of the Neotropolis. Welcome to The Pulse. The Pulse is pumping live with our hosts, Brian West and the lovely Linda Ray. Me, I'm the music maker, Wayne Watkins, as your MC. Today's guests are MablePark, also Jeannine Groh. The Pulse is a Method 8 production, brought to you by Method 8 Incorporated. Take it away, Brian.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our second show here. This is The Pulse on the CW Network. I'm your host, Brian West. We have the lovely Linda Ray and Wayne, the music maker. Today's show is about the music industry. Many people have forgotten or brung up the new age of music, but they've forgotten the old era back in the 80s when music was pumping, the instruments were playing, and now everything is computerized. We're going to talk about something that a lot of people are forgetting about the music industry today. We're going to go in deep and depth. Has the music industry lost its soul, lost its flavor, and most of all lost its most main ingredient, the instruments? When we come back from this break, we're going to go in depth and talk about the music industry. We're going to ask Wayne, the music maker, and Linda Ray, who all have experience in music, me, myself, and we're going to talk about this topic. A lot of people think music has gone bad. We're going to figure it out. We'll be right back in The Pulse with, I'm your host, Brian West and Linda Ray.
This is the day we live. The courage go free. The fight against apartheid and all inequality. This is the day they went and brought down the big wall. When politics divide us, then politics should fall. Be alive. It's wonderful to be alive in our time. It's really wonderful to be alive.
And we're here in Columbus, Ohio, capital of the state, and also home of the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Go
Bucks! And also home of a great band called MablePark, up-and-coming band. And I'm here with one of the co-founders, the lead singer, and also the front man, Charles Valentino. And Charles, since you've been with the band since its inception, tell us a little bit about MablePark.
Okay, well, MablePark is a group of very talented musicians who put a focus on our original music. You will hear nothing but original music coming from our band, and we're very proud of it. We focus on a positive message. Music that is danceable, fun, upbeat, and something that I think anybody can enjoy.
And we see you at a lot of charity events. Would you tell us about some of the events that you participated in?
Certainly, we definitely believe in lending our talents to good organizations trying to help people. We have lent our talents to events such as the Race for the Cure put on by the Komen Foundation, also the Mid-Ohio Food Bank, and also the International Women's Day Festival, which we've also been featured at. And we're very, very pleased to be able to put our talents to a good use.
Well, thank you very much. I enjoyed speaking with you.
Thank you.
My name is the one, some people call me the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is the one, some people call me the phone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Pulse. I'm your host, Brian West. We got the lovely Linda Ray here and our man, Wayne, the music maker. We're talking about the music industry, the once and always remembered and brainwashing industry that gets us all pumped up and excited. And sometimes it can take us by storm. Sometimes it can be tragic. Sometimes it can lead to overdoses. Sometimes it can lead to drug use and habits that are uncommon. A lot of artists have been affected, I'm sure you know. A lot of artists can get away. A lot of artists don't get away from the habits. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the executives, the production, and what's behind the music. And we're trying to get your point of view. So don't be afraid to go to our blog page and comment on these topics. The first question we have from Method 8, Wayne, the music maker, and Linda Ray, is: has the music industry gone sour with all the music that we hear today? What do you think over there, Wayne?
Yeah, because it's about, you know, they've taken a lot of the good out of the music, and it used to, you know, back when I was a little kid, every song had meaning about it. I mean, you know.
Oh, you're talking about the words.
Yeah, you had songs like "Come On, People," "Smile on Your Brother," "Everybody Get Together, Try to Love One Another Right Now."
I mean, what you think, Linda? What's your take on it? I mean, from the female aspect of it, because you got a lot of female rappers, you got a lot of different female artists. When back in the day, there was still a lot of females. So what do you think about from the women's take?
I don't like the sexism in the industry. I don't like to hear women called really foul names in recordings. I don't like too much sampling because I think young people need to write their own songs. I'm hearing too much sampling from stuff from my day. I just want them to have their own identity, their own creativity, write their own songs, and keep it a little cleaner, a little more civil.
Well, I mean, when it's a money-making business and you have the executives now, I mean, back in the day, it was more, you can come into Motown and you got a good tune, you got a good look, you make a good song, and it's out there. Now you go to a record label, you're looking for a deal, you're looking for that big break. You come from a poor family, this is your big break. So a lot of the heart of music is not actually in the music anymore, it's into the money. So when you mix those two, and then on top of that, you have drugs. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, Wayne, you've been in the music industry. I mean, when you have Grammy Award winning artists not actually being put on display, when you've got pure instruments, and now they've watered it down with a lot of computerized instruments, and a lot of pure instrumental people are not getting, the publicity that they once were before. So, I mean, what's your take on that?
Well, vehicles such as like, Big Break, long time ago, and what's that show that that guy from over in Europe, Simon, used to do, that The Voice. They made it into a competition.
Oh.
It used to be people got together, you practice, you got yourself a band, usually in the winter.
Yeah.
Because nobody practices in the band, and nobody comes to band practice when it's not nice.
Yeah.
They're not coming. But usually in the winter, you get your band together, you find you a seamstress, somebody puts your uniforms.
Yeah, that's
together,
actually.
And then you got your choreographer, you got a step, and then you had an idea for a song. So all the guys in the band kind of put the little piece in here. How about this part like that? Yeah, you do that little slide. Next thing you know, you had a song. So you started playing, and then you introduced that song while you're playing, and then you found your manager. So a manager took you to a bunch of people to saw you, and then they booked you at a few places where somebody who was up a little higher on the food chain.
Yeah.
And then they took you down, and then you got that break. You're on the road, you're on the bus, you're playing, you're running all over the world. You're not caring about making money but you are. But I mean, now there was always going to be the business part about it, where somebody is going to, I'm the person that put this money up, so. We're gonna put you out there.
So like, I think what Linda was talking about when she was talking about the words, when you talk about, like, you go back to the bar, just like the rhythm of the night, and them words, it's like, okay, I'm getting into this song. Now it's like, okay, I'm totally upset with my boyfriend, so I'm gonna rip his face off, and I'm gonna fly in on a wrecking ball and dress half naked. So when you see that, and you go from an era where they're talking about soul and love and just the whole, it was almost you introducing something, but now it's like out there. Now they're talking about sex. I want to have sex, and they're talking about what's going on. Back then it was love, and they're talking about. So now with all that, how do you expect a kid to grow up in this environment? Not even just that, but even an adult. When it's circulating through the airwaves, you can't get to the essence of the music. And do you think this was orchestrated? I mean, Linda, what do you?
Some people believe that. Some people believe that it's part of degrading our society, and that it has been planned, and that there are some really bad people out there that want to degrade our society, and that want to break up the nuclear family.
Wow.
And that is a theory that's out there. I have heard that theory.
Wait, you dibble and dabble a lot of conspiracy theories over there. I mean, what's your take on that?
It's one of these kind of things that
don't be afraid now.
If you build it, it'll come. I mean, and then you have to look at it like, you know, the industry has always been, I don't want to use the wrong term, but
oh, it's always been corrupt.
I like to say it's a type of situation like, say, okay, back when we were coming up, you had self-contained bands.
Yeah.
The Eagles, you know, just to name any type of band, from the Turtles, the Beatles, the Eagles,
yeah,
you know, the Animals. The bands, they got together just like, basically like I was saying before, when you get in your basement or your garage, depending on where you live, and put a band together. Well, nowadays they had producers, you know, which going back to like the 40s and 50s, you had the Richard Rodgers and you know, and the Jerome Kerns and the guys. So
yeah.
They would have like Rodgers and Hammerstein. They come up with the words, you know, and you always had production teams where, like, you know, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, the McFadden and the Whitehead, was that the other guys that from the Philadelphia Sound, Barry Gordy and them, you know, the Funk Brothers up there. They get together and they would have a song. So if you were an artist, you weren't going up to Detroit in the 60s or maybe early 70s trying to write your own song. Barry Gordy wasn't having it.
They already had it.
Yeah, they already had a song for you.
So speaking on that, do you think the executives have a mission, or is it just a money making? Has it just become a money making business?
Yeah, if you write the songs, if you're writing the words for your song, and you have the song and you have the things right there, all you need is a vehicle to do that. Yeah. So you had the Michael Jacksons, you had the, you know, all they're looking for now is a vehicle. So now a lot of people say hip hop music is cheap. They say that's the cheapest way to make music. And what you had in the Grammys, they were upset about R&B because they didn't think it was any African American artists in there, when R&B originated from African American. So when you hear about stuff like that, do you think now it's hard to find artists because of so many people? I mean, or do you think they just have their selected few to make the money that they need to make? Well, if you have a vehicle, like, say, okay, if I have like 175 decent songs that I basically got from a bunch of people who answered a contest, send in your best songs and see what we have. Now I got 150 songs for free that I didn't pay anything for. Which is, well, free market capitalism, hey, right? I mean, so now, if I have that, now all I'm looking for is someone to go out on stage and perform that. I'm going to give them the bus. I'm going to give them all of the market that, and I'm going to, you know, plug them into all of my other programs, and thus, if I'm getting the money back from the sales of the project and the residuals, such as the, you know, the different points and all those things, if you can control all that money,
Wow. So every, I mean, it pretty much answers the question of why, and that's probably why so many people are afraid of the industry. When you got people talking about the Illuminati, you got all these cult people believing that the industry is a sellout. Once you take on that responsibility, you're no longer alive. You got to do what they tell you to do. I mean, it's become a mess, and especially when it comes to females. When you go from like the Queen Latifahs to the New Day, where they're talking about, I mean, if you listen to some of the stuff that they're saying in this music, it's mind-blowing, because back then Queen Latifah was talking about things like that. So when we come back from this break, we're going to talk about some of these new age artists. We're going to go in depth and talk to them, but we also have a skit for you, a comedy skit that me and Linda came up with. Just think about it when we come back in the segment. Think about what you're listening to and what it makes you feel inside it. Think about the crime rate has increased and the violence. And back then, the music was taking us out of a era into a new era. So we'll be right back here on The Pulse with Linda Ray, Wayne the Music Maker. We're tackling this topic. I'm taking it on. I got it in the headlock. We're going to figure this out. We'll be right back in The Pulse with Brian West.
Method8Inc.com and Method 8 Arts Academy is a proud sponsor of the arts. Our productions can be viewed on our Method 8 Corp YouTube channel or by visiting Method8Inc.com. All of our productions focus on conscious building issues with films like Miracle, The Land of Escobar, The Birth of the Dreamer, which deal with women's rights.
Touch me, you understand? Don't you ever touch me. I want QR for this, Precious, to make ranks, and I don't have time to go through this, okay? Even if this baby is mine, you get rid of it, okay? You get rid of it. You understand me?
Okay, well.
Method 8's Indian Summer, which focuses on sacrifice.
Complain. That's all you humans do. What, you think I poisoned your food? You think I'm some kind of killer? Lamani's not coming back.
Or Academy Special Projects with shows like Field Angels to help combat youth violence.
Here, Friedman.
President Bixby wants to shut you down.
Shut us down! Shut us down for what, Friedman? We're just getting started!
They say you've been using little girls to crack cases.
You put your hands on me, Friedman! I don't care! We've lost Penny, Raven, and Sparks! I'm the only one left, Friedman! We're gonna solve this! We're gonna turn this whole damn city into the kingdom after I get done!
All these productions can be viewed on our YouTube channel. All donations can be made at method8inc.com. Every donation goes towards productions to combat issues to save lives, with classes and funds to train and support the actors. All sponsors are recognized in every program. It is the belief of every representative at Method 8 to believe in their abilities and to use art to save lives. Show your support today at method8inc.com.